OG Pizza in Essex is locally owned and operated and is a proud sponsor of your Essex 73s. Give our boys Bill and Justin a call today for a handmade pizza made with quality ingredients. Call them at 519-776-0800 or visit them in Essex at Unit 1 on Talbot Street North, number 292. Original Guys Pizza Pies. Give them a try. What is going on, all you beauts and beauties? Welcome to the Hat Trick Hockey Podcast, brought to you by GL Heritage, the official beer of Hat Trick Hockey. I am your host, Brett Hedges, joined as always with the creator of the Hat Trick Hockey Podcast, Anthony Gaudet, and Mr. Hockey Google himself, Tristan McGuire. Thanks for joining us on the show, boys. What can we say? A big week, and I guess we'll just get right into it. Oh, yeah. Ant. How was your week? Did you do anything special or fun this week or anything new or what happened?
Well, I mean, we were in studio with the Spits. I mean, that was new to me for
That
sure.
was new.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
referring to something that I forgot?
No, I'm exactly referring to the
Oh,
fact that
okay.
you
I
may
was
have
gonna say,
seen
are you
this
guys?
trio.
I thought you guys were messing with me for a second.
You want to talk about your haircut?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you want to get your eyes welded shut? Don't even start this guy
Go for it.
torched me the whole night we were doing the Spits game. Brett, go ahead and kind of explain kind of what we were doing and everything, and then we'll get into everything.
Yeah, so for those of you who watched, we did the panel discussions on Hat Trick Hockey. I mean, sorry, for the OHL tonight on YourTV Windsor, and so we had the position of being there for pregame intermissions and whatnot. And your boys did a fantastic job. I was really happy for them. I've been doing that job solo for a number of years, and it is very difficult. And I'm very happy that the opening, you know, that the station was open to the fact of having us there for a three-man panel kind of thing, and I think it really worked out really well. So I wanted to give you guys a shout out for being open to the opportunity to be there, just jumping into things with both feet. The OHL is a big league. There's a big dynamic there, a lot of NHL talk that goes along with it. And so I'm really happy that you guys, you guys jumped into it, you got into it, and you guys did a really good job. So first of all, proud of you. Second of all, I did not know the vitriol and the fire that Tristan has when he is hungry. He was just ripping on Ant. From the minute that I got into the truck, they picked me up so that we could go to the station. Like almost about an hour and a half before the game, we go there just to get comfortable and stuff. And I didn't know that Tristan had these many insults in the bag for Ant. He's been saving them up, and it was great. It was really funny to just show you guys my neighborhood and come up and show you guys the, the stuff. But first things first, we need to make sure that Tristan is well fed at all times.
Yes.
We need to make sure that he's got his double G.
Do you need a Snickers?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now. I got it all out the other day.
Because this guy is just torturing me.
So tell us about your experience, guys, from your point of view, your experience on being on the OHL tonight for the first time.
Tristan, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. I'll start it off. So, first off, thank you to the wonderful Brett Hedges for all he has done in helping us and putting us into the place we are at right now with the show. He's taken a long way in the short time he's been with us so far, and sky's the limit, even more so. To the moon, right? And as well, thank you to the studio at YourTV, Coach Go in Windsor, and the Windsor Spitfires and their association there, allowing us to have this kind of a soapbox. We're able to not only promote the Windsor Spitfires and YourTV, but also ourselves, right? It's kind of a co-joined operation. Personally, I loved it. Being with you guys as opposed to by myself with my heart rate about 200 over 100 the first time I did it. But no, being able to have people to talk to is where I thrive. And yeah, just overall a great experience. I really felt like I conveyed my ideas clearly, and was well spoken while I was there. That's my biggest worry, is like what I just did, the mess ups there. Brett had a little mess up in there. I don't know if we can say it on.
Oh, I'm gonna don't.
It was a good one.
I'm going to.
But
the best part was that the whole show was flawless. We got our things, no flubs, no nothing, and it's like the last thing I
Yeah.
say while we're on air before we go to black is like a mess up. And it's like it's funny now, but at the time
I'm
I'm like,
I'm gonna
oh my
say it.
Lord.
I'm gonna say it. Don't worry.
Alrighty. Like
Yeah.
I'll throw it to Ant. Like I said, 10 out of 10 experience for me.
Hmm.
Um, Thrilled for the opportunity and the experience that it brings, and looking
Yeah.
forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And before you jump in, and I want to just say that it is a lot more fun, working along two other people and being able to bounce things off of before you go into those intermissions. Like sometimes we had some long stretches where
Yeah.
it's just us. And we're in charge. Like there's no other games going on in the league, so we don't have to do any out of town scoreboards or anything like that. And I just wanted to say, I've been doing this for quite a while, and to come in with a team kind of an aspect of it made it so much more fun. I feel like we hit a lot of really good points about a lot of different players and a lot of different aspects of the game, and I feel like we're only going to get better from
Mhm.
that point on. So, Ant, you can tell us about how it felt to get ripped on by Tristan, and then had to
Oh
sit next
yeah.
to him for 2.5 hours, just wanting
First,
to feed
yeah.
him and just put your welding glasses on the
Yeah,
entire
first
time.
off, first off, I got torched the entire time from the time I grabbed him at his house to the time that we got into the studio to after to everything. Okay. He was just, and the funniest part is he'd be like torching me. First of all, how bright was my freshly shaved dome on TV there? Holy shit, boys. So we're gonna have to get some sun on that for sure.
He
But
looked like Cornelius from
yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
I looked like fucking Casper the Friendly Ghost or something. But anyway, but it first of all, I was kind of shitting my pants because I've never really done the whole like live thing, but being on
Yeah.
there with
You had nothing
you
to worry
guys,
about though,
I
dude.
know,
You
but
you
being
had
on,
all your notes written in
I
80
know,
font, like
but
you're ready to
I'm gonna
go.
fucking see like what is wrong with you? So, anyways, listen, I had bigger font, okay? I don't have 21-year-old eyes, okay? Shut up.
Oh my God, I'm laughing. This is what I
See,
had to deal with all night.
but
Oh,
yeah, but just being on there, like it was to me like everything went super smooth. Like you guys absolutely killed it. Uh, it was fun. It went super quick to me because just like I said, I was having a blast. It was just I don't know, yeah, 10 out of 10 experience. Can't wait to do the next one.
yeah. It
I think
should be
our
a lot
next
of
one's
fun.
what, August or not August? Fuck, I'm a mess. October 12th.
October 11th is the first one. We're not on. I'm that October. We're gonna do it on back-to-back nights, October 11th and October 12th.
Okay.
I will
I have
be
to do the
busy.
football game on the 11th, so it's gonna be just you and Tristan for the first game. But the next game, the next night, we're doing it back-to-back nights.
Who's
We're
the game
gonna.
on the Friday then? This is
Oh,
Thanksgiving weekend too, everybody, that
Yeah,
we'll be doing
so
this.
it works out because I'm going on a reading week, so should be good.
yes. I'll look it up right now. It's right
But
here.
I do want to say, as a side note, just before we get into that, I'm very proud actually of Ant. You nailed it, dude. Like, obviously, Brett's done this for years. I already did it once. I knew what to expect. You came in, had no idea,
I
and you were very, as much as I gave you a lot of flack, you were very prepared and you did a great job.
thank you.
And the aspect you bring of like it's professional, but it's also like very like you're easygoing. And I think to the viewer that's a bit
Yeah.
more relatable than someone who's just like a robot out there. Like
Yeah,
sometimes I
like
could be a bit too rigid, and I think you did a really good job of kind of keeping things loose, especially for myself. I
yeah.
like the banter we have on here versus just staring into a camera. It's a lot different
Mhm.
aspect. So thank you
Mhm.
for that and great
No,
job.
dude, it was like I said, I can't wait to for for the next one. Like it was fun, man. But now that this circle jerk is over with, should we get into some hockey or what?
For sure. I was thinking that we would stay with the Windsor Spitfires just to
Yeah,
start things off since we're talking about them off the hop, and then we'll get into
boys.
some NHL news quickly, and then we'll finish things off with junior roundup.
Yeah, love it.
Sounds good. So obviously we were on air with your TV. The Windsor Spitfires were the only game on in town. They were on the road to the Saginaw Spirit, and in a very really interesting game, really tight game, I guess. Obviously there were some stretches where it wasn't the cleanest play, but the Windsor Spitfires come up with a 5-4 victory in overtime over the defending Saginaw the defending Memorial Cup champions just from a
Mm.
couple months ago. It just seems like we were chatting about them 3 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
now we're back playing OHL hockey again. Big night for the Spits, big debut for some of the rookies on this team. Ethan Belches throws in 2 assists in his first OHL game, including a really nice
Yeah.
cross crease pass to Anthony Cristoforo for a tap in. Like I could have tapped that in,
Yeah.
and it would have been. I mean, I would have tried to put it in the
He would have
corner.
probably shot it in the corner though,
Yeah, exactly. But
but
like just smooth, and wasn't expecting it. I thought that, Saginaw would come up with it. I thought that Michael Misa would have a bigger impact besides the 2 goals that he had in the
I
eight
was
minutes,
gonna
right?
say.
I thought he was going to score 5, right?
Mhm.
Like, and I thought he was just going to overall take it over. But
Yeah.
Windsor did pretty solid defensively, and they outshot them 44-33. And, Jack Nesbitt gets the winner in overtime. So can't complain there. Your analysis, Anthony,
Oh,
first, and then
we're going Ant
then we'll
first.
let
Oh shit.
we're gonna let Tristan clean it up after all
Yeah.
your mistakes.
that's
First off,
probably
was there anyone
that's
big
probably
on the ice?
that's probably for the best. But I thought it was a good all around effort. They got the saves when they needed the saves. Like I said, and I'll be a broken record. Shoot the puck. Like you can't score if you don't shoot. The more you shoot, the more you will score. And I've felt that they did that. And they got a lot of rebound goals. There was what, 3 of them, including the one in overtime,
Yes,
was all rebounds.
at least 3. Yeah,
Um,
Noah
this
Morneau got the
Belchez
one to open it up. Yeah,
this Belchez kid, holy shit. That pass that he gave, who was it? Backdoor?
Um,
Cristoforo,
Yes.
Laura.
What do we call that, boys? It's
crispy
crispy rice,
rice,
spicy
Spicy
tuna,
tuna.
right there, kids. Okay. Backdoor stick on the ice. But
set
he,
play.
yeah, like you could tell it was a set play, but he made like, I don't know if that was, but he made like kind of like a little juke. And then it was like, he
It's the
just,
fake shot where they
yeah.
slide
And
across.
the play he made, like to see him, I didn't even see that guy there. Like, so he
Neither
must
did
have
the
only
backdoor
seen
defenseman.
just his stick. Like the vision on this kid is unreal. But I just thought it was a good effort. But that's this Misa kid. Holy shit. Tristan's like, he's gonna go over 2 tonight. He had 2 in about what, 2.5 minutes of
4 minutes.
play, maybe, if that.
Yeah,
So
Windsor went up 1-0, and then Misa scored like two
yeah,
goals within like 5 minutes to go up 2-1. And I thought it was going to be a long night,
Yeah.
but they
Tristan.
battled back, and they got it even after one.
Yeah,
Tristan, your thoughts?
yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Um, Overall, I was surprised. I thought Windsor was going to be. We're going to talk a little bit later about the game they just had, but I thought Windsor was going to be, kind of a middling team this year. I didn't foresee the kind of success they would have, and obviously, big player still missing for Saginaw, Zane Perek, who's now back with the team.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a really, really stabilizing force on that D, who's going to play 30 minutes a night, all of a sudden gone. It was left up to Misa, who did his best. 2 goals. Did he got an assist as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but unfortunately for him, it wasn't enough. I'm very proud of the Spitfires. Like you said, their battle back was there. It wasn't like they'd give up like those. As you said, it was like 2 goals and 2 shifts for Misa. It's very easy to go, oh, same old Windsor, because that's what they experienced last year, right? And it was kind of, you would see them give up. But I think that's a testament to the new coaching they have, and as well the goaltending did a good job. It
Yeah.
it got it done, and clearly the goaltending battle was won by Windsor, in my opinion. Like Oak gave way too many rebounds. It was bad. The score could have been a lot more both ways, but I think Misa had about 10 shots, so 8 for 10 on the saves there. But
um, I,
we'll see. But I think Costanzo, he's looking to have a big year, especially with this improved team. I think we could see him have an above a 9-10 save percentage, so that'll be good.
I'm glad that you brought up the goaltending, Tristan, because there was a point in the first period where I think it was a power play for Saginaw, and Misa got it on a plate, and Costanzo slid over, and he made a huge save.
Yep.
And at that time, like the momentum was clearly in Saginaw's favor. They got a full barn. They raised 2 banners that night. They're full of juice. Their best player, who's NHL draft eligible this year, probably going to go the over under number 3 overall. Probably
Mhm.
see where he goes. But this guy was cooking, and Costanzo comes up with a huge save in the second in the late stages of the first. Windsor comes back toward the end. Cole Davis taps one in to make it 2-2. Completely different game. So,
Yeah.
and that's what we wanted to see this year. We wanted to see those big moments come up for
And
this team.
that save was the one he won post to post, right?
I
Yep.
agree.
And he
Yes.
like I think he got it with his I think it was his leg or an arm. I
I think
don't
it was
know
his
what he got.
right
I think
side. I think it was his right lower pad or something like that. But
okay, yeah.
it was just in the
Crazy
moment.
save though.
Yeah,
Insane.
crazy save. So it ends up going into overtime. A minute in, Jack Nesbitt, who's also draft eligible, he bats in a rebound, made a nice play to keep it in after kind of losing it going into the zone.
Mhm.
So great effort from him he dives to keep the puck alive, then wins the battle to get it, throws it out in front. Tanias Mathurin puts it on goal. Jack Nesbitt gets the rebound and pots it in. Great story. Someone's got to win 5-4. Windsor wins. Let's move on to Friday. Uh, not too much analysis. Windsor loses in overtime in this one, 5-4. Solid game from both sides. It's the opening week, right? You're going to
Yeah.
see some. There, no one's at their full capacity. You're going to see some up and down hockey. Windsor loses in overtime, 5-4, but they get a point, which is important, right? You got to stack them up while you can get them this time of the year. Then on Saturday night, it's the home opener. A lot of people were there. I didn't get to see that because I was at the university doing a football game, but it looked like a nice packed house,
Young
and
man.
the boys came to play. Who wants to open these things up here? Who wants to talk about this
Oh, I'll
twelve
go
two
first here
win
on this
over
one here.
Yeah,
Kitchener?
let it rip,
This is
man.
well, there's
Let's
only
go for it, buddy.
one way to do this here, boys, right? When games like that get going, you gotta fucking everybody's gotta pull out your welding glasses when you get games like that going, okay?
Look out,
There was
Professor.
I think there was 7 fights in the game, I think there was.
Okay.
What I like is the boys are standing up for each other. Like
Yeah, there's some grit here.
that's bonding. That's bonding. Okay. When you have those brawls and stuff like that, I've been in games like that. It's bonding. These glasses, I look like a fly right now. This is crazy.
I'm trying
But
to
Credit
figure out
you.
what kind of character you look like, but I don't know. I'm
You
trying
look
to
like the
figure it
one.
out.
Who's the one guy from Men in Black? He's got a mouth on his hand.
Oh,
oh,
Jermaine. He was from Flight of the Concords.
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yes, I forget
Um,
Jermaine something. Yeah.
so big number 61 had quite the night. He had what, 4-2, and he
Yes.
got in a fight too. So he had the Gordie Howe. But
Amazing.
there was what, 7 guys in the box? A blowout win. I think it was 12-2 final. I gotta
Yeah,
take this off.
12-2.
It's
It was
killing my nose.
5-1 after the first period.
Yeah, it was nuts, but I'll let guys go ahead. That's pretty much it. It was just insane. Packed
Kitchener.
house too, I guess.
Kitchener, obviously a young team. They're rebuilding. They're losing some key players. I believe Philip Massar is
Mhm.
now playing for the AHL Laval Rocket,
Okay.
so he'll be gone. They're a very young team. I think they've got, well, obviously they have their 4 16-year-olds that are playing, and the rest of the team's 17 or 18. I don't think they might have 1 or 2 overagers, maybe a defenseman. I don't know the roster as well as some of the other OHL teams relatively within the area, but
Mhm.
Windsor put on a show, man. And Garden had a nice goal too. I actually
Yes.
was impressed by his play. I watched back through the highlights, and he seemed to be all over it that game too. So Windsor's poised for a big year. Green Tree, obviously him returning, that's huge. The captain, he pots. Did he have 1 or 2?
2.
2, yeah. Okay, so obviously Liam Greentree, but the fact that the leading OHL scorer right now is Windsor Spitfires 16-year-old, that's like first overall. Oh boy. It could be a big time year for the Spitfires. Like they need
Mhm.
to take advantage of this, and I think they need to have a big deadline come that time of the year because this team doesn't even have Spellacy yet.
No. Or
And when he
Protus.
comes, your top 6 is going to be deadly. And I think this is a year that Windsor needs to take advantage of having this young core from this year, definitely next year too with maintaining Belchet's. But after that, it could fall off again, right? Because you're gonna have Greentree playing pro, Spellacy playing pro, maybe Davis signs somewhere. Costanzo's gone at that point, and there's a lot of question marks. But big win in net.
Mhm.
Oh,
You want to talk about it? I'll leave it.
sorry. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say yeah, big win in net. Yeah, obviously. They did. Costanzo, Carter Froggatt plays pretty well on
Frog.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Gets them to overtime there. Good depth there. He had a fantastic. He had like a really sick save in that game against Sarnia there. So good to see. That there's no drop off in talent in net there. Good to see Carter Frog. He's only appeared in 2 other OHL games, so to get that full start and get the team into overtime, that's good. Got to be good for the young man there. Um, the Spits are at home. They're playing the Sioux. I think it's Woody's Hoodies night at the WSU Center that night. We will recap everything that happens on our next show, but full marks to Greg Walters and his staff, Casey Torres, Chris Newbury. What else can we say? The Spits, the kids are all right.
Hockey's back in Windsor, baby, and it's good. This
Yeah.
team's fun to watch, man. This is great.
Yeah. Yeah, undefeated in regulation. They'll look to keep that going next week in the OHL. They play on Thursday night against Sault Ste. Marie. And you said that Andrew Gibson just got sent back junior, Tristan. Is that right?
I believe so, and also Red Wings pick Landon Miller, I think is his name,
Okay.
goaltender. And also, I'm not sure if he's going to be sent back, but R2 Karki, their Finnish import, who had like I think 20 something goals as a defenseman last year, he could return as well, depending on what Dallas chooses to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's
One
a
thing before.
2005.
Okay. The one thing I want to say before we move on is it's really interesting to me to see the guys who were at NHL camps coming back and looking like they're a step and a half ahead of certain guys, right? And I really think, you look back at, the year ago, like Cole Davis last year, pretty like a solid OHL player, but nothing is going to wow you specifically. But he came back from those development camps and he has some pep and he's got some motor it just goes to show that these guys are taking the coaching that I'm talking about and they're already applying it to the game. And that makes me really excited to see AJ Spellicy come back because he spent a lot of time in that with that Chicago Blackhawks organization
Oh yeah,
this
gave
training
a nice
camp.
elbow to Lucas Raymond.
Is that what happened?
He elbowed him right in the head, and then Larkin beat him up. So
Well, you're earning your stripes somehow. So he's getting some good tape out there. So good for AJ Spelcy, and that's the kind of game that he's going to have to play if he's going to be successful at the next level. So I just wanted to point that out that you can tell who's been at NHL camps in the early part of the OHL season. So let's move on to the NHL. Quite a few things happening. It's the preseason; things are in full swing. But the one thing that we wanted to talk about in conjunction with last week talked about the unfortunate passing, or I guess the killing of Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau. The league has come out and they are league wide. There's going to be a sticker on the helmet to commemorate Johnny and Matthew. I think this is an A+ move by the league. Just makes sense. It's a simple sticker, but it sends a big message. Your thoughts on learning about that news and just the practicality of the whole situation? It makes 100% sense to me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I thought they were gonna do like a jersey thing or something, but I guess yeah, stickers
There's
is
still time
fine
for
too. Yeah,
that, but
yeah,
like I think that having that announcement that hey they've made a decision. This is what we're gonna do,
yeah.
and like
Maybe they just left the jersey thing for Columbus or something. Maybe
I
they'll have something on theirs, but I would
Mhm.
I
think
think there
no.
are patches that can be worn league wide.
Oh,
Like I think
okay,
players like Columbus make them directly for their team for everyone to wear, but I'm like 99% sure that other teams can purchase them and players can choose to wear them.
okay.
Like and
Which
it's
it's the right move.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh
for sure.
100%. Like in retrospect, because I wasn't actually here, I think when you guys covered it, maybe I was,
No,
but um just the whole situation, the most upsetting thing is it can be avoided by one decision, and
yeah,
that's don't get behind the wheel of a vehicle, um, irregardless of the fact of whether you're drinking or not. Obviously, if you're drunk, don't get behind the wheel. But if you feel at any form incapacitated to get like high, if you're smoking weed or whatever, but don't drive. It's really that easy. Find, there's hundreds of different taxi services now, personalized taxi services, Lyft, Uber, all these different things. Or the good old fashioned sleep it off. I'm sure everyone just find a couch or find behind someone's couch at your friend's house. Like just don't be an idiot. And you being an idiot could turn into you serving time behind bars and wrecking someone's life permanently. In this case, two women who have lost their husbands and now are going to have fatherless children,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Devastating.
it's terrible. Any way you look at it, there's almost no positive that can come from this, um, except the fact that you can look back and appreciate what they did for hockey, both of them, and the full credit to all the accounts online that make all these edits of both the players and this stuff. Like that's what you love to see, and it brings sort of a happy tear to your eye because you remember, man, were these guys ever fun to watch? And that's what they should be remembered for.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't agree more. Anything else?
I think that's gonna pretty well cover it. That was
Thought so. Just
perfect.
wanted to
That was
make sure.
perfect. No,
Yeah, looking forward to seeing those. Hey, I would love to get a sticker if they're available. You know what I
absolutely.
mean? That'd be cool.
I would take one. Hey,
Be
I
pretty
bet you
easy.
I can probably get us some through Lee.
Okay, that
So
sounds good to
I'll
me.
see what I can do.
Yeah, looking forward to maybe taking a trip down to Columbus this year and have some fun with it.
January 2nd, the
That
Wings are there. Just
Yeah, it's
saying.
an exciting organization. It's so funny, not funny, but like you don't realize how close a lot of those other pro teams are to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pittsburgh's not far, Buffalo's not far, Columbus not far, Chicago's
Eh,
not far.
Right.
Buffalo's a little bit up there. I
So
don't
you
think
I'm
they
just
ever
guys,
saying,
want to
like
go to the
within
games.
4 or 5 hours, you can be
Yeah,
at a
no.
lot of different places,
why?
right?
So you
Within
guys
an
want to start
afternoon of
hitting ranks?
driving. Hmm,
Maybe.
uh,
Brett's like,
We'll
like
figure it out.
no, that'd be a lot of fun though. Like,
yeah,
man,
but
if we even go to one other rink, that would be worth it. Right? I want to go to the Bell Center. I want to go
Oh,
to
no,
a
Bell
lot of
Center would be
you
places.
don't want
straight
to go to
chaos.
Bell Center.
Oh, why?
Just ask, what's his name, Pare. We're gonna talk about that in a second.
Oh, that's right. You know what?
Oh,
Great
great,
transition.
great segue.
Yeah, well done, my friend.
Crispy.
Patrick, yeah, quite a few players have been hurt in the preseason. Drew Doughty snaps his ankle.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
crazy.
and I actually met Drew Doughty and took a picture of him when he was hanging out in London back when I was in college. Really nice guy. Like, had a good conversation with him. This is right after the golden goal and stuff. Like,
Mhm.
nothing bad to say about the guy. Doesn't, like, just freak injury in the preseason, and then Patrick Laine gets a knee on knee from Cedric Perry, and it just seems like all hell's breaking loose here in the preseason. Lucas Raymond's getting an elbow in the chops.
I know.
Uh, it's not what the league wants to see is their star players getting hurt in the preseason, but it,
I
I don't
mean,
know. This is
there's
hockey,
there's
right?
there's an easy way to stop all this shit. Take the
Talk to me about
instigator
it.
rule out.
Okay.
Let the guys on the ice take care of it themselves. Because this shit now, with all the rules, the fives, the tens, the twos, the this, the game misconducts, this, that. Jack Eye shouldn't have been fucking thrown out of the game for that. I didn't think he did anything out of the ordinary. What he wouldn't have done, to me, I think it would have been worse if he would have dropped his gloves and started hammering on the guy. No,
Yeah, the way that people were describing it, I thought it was
I
way
thought the guy got
worse.
off lucky.
Yeah, I thought like that he had like absolutely ragdolled this guy the way people were describing it, but it doesn't
Yeah,
seem to
no.
be the case. Tristan, tell us your thoughts.
Well, obviously, I think there is a level of diplomacy you should have
Hmm.
when it comes to hockey, especially stuff like that, unless it's just a scumbag. That's my caveat. Like,
Okay.
I think it was clearly intentional. Some people are, oh, whatever. The problem with it is on the zone entry, there was no direct change in direction by Pare. He maintained a straight line and just extended his leg. It wasn't as though he was trying to take a wide turn or anything. It was extension of the leg, trying to cut Laine off, who was trying to squeeze between two defenders. Just horrible. Like, I'm gonna assume they haven't given an official report. MCL, ACL, everything's gone. His
Oh.
knee was inverted. There's stills of it. Like,
Hmm.
probably actually tore everything, part of his hamstring from the back. It was not pretty at all. And Pare, what does he get? Refs jump in after Jack Eye, tries to do his justice. He turtles on the ground, and then after the
Mhm.
game, the media interviews him, and he's smiling.
Yeah, it's a
He
fucking
thinks it's
joke.
funny.
Fucking
Yeah,
joke.
and then he's gonna feel a little bit of the social ramifications of it as
Please
I went
expand.
online and I said, you know what? I'm just curious because I know the nature of people, the nature of the beast. I go online and I look on his Instagram page and let's just say I learned a couple new French words when I was scrolling through there,
Jeez.
as it seemed like all of southern Quebec was coming for his throat after that, which it was a gutless move in my opinion. Like Laine, the poor guy can't catch a break. Played like
No.
14, like he played under 20 games last year,
Yeah,
or maybe under
I think
30
last
rather.
time he played a full season was in 2017. I
Yeah,
think
and
was when
think
the
about
last
that.
time he
Was
played
that
a
his
full
rookie
year.
season?
Might
Yeah.
have been, yeah.
Yeah, that was the year he got 40 goals. So
Yeah.
look at that. Exhibit A. People say, well, why can't he figure it out? Well, because the poor guy, his mental health, he just came out of the player assistance program for
Yeah.
crying out loud. What is this going to do to him? It's probably a year, well, at least like 7 months out. He's probably
Yeah.
gone for most of the season.
I've
Does Montreal make the playoffs? Probably not. So you're looking at a guy who might miss a whole other year of hockey. Does this mean the end of Patrick Laine just because some guy who was on a PTO decides to take a liberty? Like it's ridiculous that we see this.
I
Like that clown shouldn't like he should go be playing some like send him to like the German third league or something. Like people like that have no place in professional hockey. They shouldn't be getting paid to do things like that. I
mhm.
can go and do that for free. It's called being an idiot. This guy gets to be paid for it? Like
The only part that sucks is this guy battled his way back too. You know what I mean? Battled his way
that, yeah.
back. It was got a fresh start. Montreal was loving him. He was loving Montreal. And then fucking like I said, he just gets hit by a guy who's probably an AHL player.
Yeah.
And like some were like, oh, he had the wide stance, like he didn't try to, but I'm like, well, have you skated before? Because sometimes when you try to go side to side or whatever, your feet are wider. So
It's
it's
yeah, well, but
he's in a normal stance. He's in a normal hockey stance. But I said, just step up and hit him. Just hit him. Like you don't have to stick your he's been rocked before. He's been out cold at center ice
and
on a hit
he's a
before.
big guy.
That's what I
So
mean. Just hit him. He would have been better off to just hit him. Well, trust me, you for a guy coming up trying to, make the squad and this and that, you sure caught everybody's attention. Let me tell you that. But it's
negative attention.
I just thought it was a greasy hit. And
Oh,
now
yeah.
this guy, I think they were saying, I've heard earlier, don't quote me on this, but I've heard the timeline could be 4 to 6 months on him.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the Leafs and Habs play opening night of the NHL season. And let me tell you right now, it is probably open season on Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews on opening night. Are they in Montreal?
Let me
We should
If
check.
look
they,
that up.
if
We
they
should look
are,
that
it's
up.
a
If they're
nightmare.
in Montreal, they're going into hostile territory. You better
The
dress
fans are
Reeves.
gonna lose
You
it.
better dress all your tough guys because I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna call it. There's gonna be shit's gonna go down in that game, especially if he's out 4 to 6. It's going down because that was Montreal's new little prize toy. I want to say like this finger quotes
Yeah, the
because
shiny new piece.
that's what I mean. And he was doing good there and he was thriving there. And then now it's bam, gone. It's like getting a brand new stick and you go out on the ice for your first practice. You don't even get to use it in a game and you break it. That's what it's like. So,
October 9th. It's a Wednesday, Toronto at Montreal.
oh, so they're in Montreal. So it's,
Yeah.
yeah. So circle that date on, so
That's like
circle that date, everybody. And I'm not like shitting on the Leafs as an organization.
This is hockey.
I just think that that was a shitty play. That was all. It was a shitty play. It was a shitty hit. Just everything shitty about it.
We're talking
So
about this the same way if it's Utah and Seattle.
if yeah, like I'm talking about it the same way if a Red Wing guy was the one that threw the hit. If it's a dirty hit, I'm gonna say it's dirty.
Yeah, you
Like
can't
it's
defend it.
you can't. And
wait,
there's no
but
reason for that.
aren't Mormons like pacifists?
For the most part, yeah, we can go into
Yeah.
the history of the Utah Hockey Club
That
next
name
time.
was in the running, okay?
The Soakers?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Dude, this
Oh
guy.
my
Oh,
God.
I thought that's what he said.
Oh, that's so good. Oh fuck.
Should we talk some junior hockey?
Yeah.
Yes, in the provincial junior hockey
Oh.
league, there was some puck played this past week. Uh, First and foremost, the Essex 73s remain undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, big 5-2 win over Moortown on the weekend. Had to take the trip up. 5-2 win. Another successful week for the boys in black and orange, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
well, not only that, I went on the Friday. To Moortown's credit, they had a very tough back-to-back.
Mhm.
The results were also very tough. They were coming into it one overtime, lost three wins, so they had a good start. I
Mhm.
watched the game in Lakeshore, and Moortown lost 9-2.
Ooh,
Lakeshore, it was 6-0 after the first, and Lakeshore had scored 6 goals on 8 shots.
Jesus.
Well, Chartrand started, which John, great friend of mine, obviously good friend of the show,
Yeah.
starts, lets in, I think it was 2 goals on 2 shots or 3 shots or something. He got pulled pretty quick because they were like, oh, he just looks off because one goal is 5 hole, other one was just right over the glove, missed it, which that Rosati kid scored it off 3 posts and in.
That
He's
kid's a sniper.
a weapon.
Yeah.
But anyway, he put in this other guy, and his name's Josh Bro. If he listens to this, I apologize, but he's not John Chartrand. And I'm like, oh boy, this could get bad. Promptly lets in, I think, like 3 or 4 goals on 5 shots. So they put Chartrand back in to close the period. Then John plays the rest of the game. I think, yeah, he played out the rest of the game, and it winds up being 9-2 at the end of the game. So a tough one mentally for the Flags who came in, undefeated, and
Mhm.
then they have to deal with a 9-2 loss at the hands of the defending champions, which obviously that puts a damper on your personnel, your aspirations, I guess. But to their credit, they were missing their assistant captain, the captain of the Sarnia Legionnaires last year, with their best defenseman. So that's a big part of why the defense looked a little bit lost. The next game, they get him back. Essex plays them. It's 5-2. John makes 45 saves out of 50 shots. So that's the John Chartrand we know. He always plays good against Essex, always.
Mhm.
But Essex obviously just too much firepower. At the end of the day, winds up Gabe Piccolo, Potts, or a goal and 2 assists.
Yeah.
I think it was 6-2 for like a little bit because they called a goal back. Or maybe
okay.
they just had the score online. I wasn't watching the game. Austin Gouvermont, of course he scores. He's like the bane of John Chartrand's existence. Always scores on him. Uh, Almost got a Gordie Howe hat trick. Gets in a big fight at the end of the game there, and you got it on film. Talk a bit about it.
Oh, it was just a mean uppercut. It was, but what I'll give him props though, because listen, he landed a good one,
Yeah,
but he didn't go back at him when he knew he had him. You know what I mean? So, Goovy, good on you for that, for sure, because
yeah.
he knew the guy was down. He landed a bomb, like an absolute bomb,
He's got a long
and
reach. He's like six
well,
four.
yeah,
He's a big
yeah,
kid,
He's a
so
big cat,
yeah.
man.
yeah.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully, whoever he fought there, hopefully he's okay. And you know what I mean?
Minus
There's
some
nothing.
teeth.
Yeah. Hopefully he's okay. So, but yeah, it was a bomb. I'll give him that. Goovy, but I didn't realize he could scrap like that.
He's a tough bird.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that earlier in the week, Essex played host to the Blenheim Blades. That was a 4-2 game for Essex. It was 2-2 after 2 periods of play, and then
Yeah.
Essex comes back and wins that one late. So I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget that. Matt
Mm.
Crawford with the game-winning goal
Yeah.
in that game.
Fucking guy, man.
Addy.
Yeah.
Also,
How good's he been?
he's terrific. You know who actually shined on in that game, though? I'm happy they gave him player of the game, and he scored his first on the road in Moortown. Josh Middleton,
Yes.
our newly
Where's
signed
the hat trick
defenseman.
hockey badge, too?
Yeah, look at that, our sponsored athlete. But no, he is terrific. Yeah,
Yeah.
and if people ever watch the guy, if you took the number off his back, he looks just like Adam Dunn.
Mhm.
Like nearly identical in how they play. And I was like, every time I see it, it throws me for a loop. And we do have Adam signed. So I hope these guys play on a pair together because everyone's
Mhm.
going to think they're twins or something. Same size,
And
like 5'10",
Yeah.
160-ish, and just wiry, good skating
And
defenseman.
let me tell you though, too, this guy hammers people. Like
Yeah,
he
he
hits,
flattened
dude.
someone on Blenheim in the corner
He's a nail
hard.
gun.
Yeah,
He
he
hits.
crushed him.
Oh yeah. He
For
crushed
not
like
being a
two guys.
giant, he
Yeah.
crushed him.
No, he throws big hits.
Yeah.
Love it.
Beautiful. Essex is going to play host to Wheatley on Tuesday, October 2nd. That's going to be their second meeting of the year against Wheatley. They beat them in the season opener 4-1 in that game. And then on Saturday night, October 5th, they're going to go on the road to play the Amherstburg Admirals at the Libro Center. And think I might go try and actually catch this game because,
I might meet you guys there.
yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun to go check that out. I love that rink. I spent a lot of time growing up playing sports in Amherstburg in high school. Let's say I grew up there. I did not. I went to high school there, and that whole facility is pretty
Mhm.
nice. So good for them. Uh, Unfortunate for Amherstburg though, they gave up a loss to the Walpole Island Wild. So shout out to the Wild
Oh,
for a big
okay,
win
to that.
there. 4-3. Pardon? What?
No, nothing. I wasn't gonna say anything. No, I was just gonna say,
Who's your goalie buddy?
yeah, Mitch Rawlings.
Rawlings.
Let's go,
Yeah.
There it
Mitch.
is.
Had a big night, stood on his head. Give them credit. They scored when they needed to, and Walpole comes out on top. Like, I'm not, well, I guess you could say don't sleep on him. It seems like this year, everyone below Essex and Lakeshore can kind of win on any night. Like, Dresden is surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Wheatley, they're always in the mix. They've kind of had a tough start to their schedule, but Blenheim has had a really rough start compared to where I think they could be. I
Hmm.
have a couple friends on that team too, Ethan and Ash Chittle. Um, I think they're going to do better as the year goes on, though. They're too good of a team to maintain this trajectory, but we'll see. I think there's a lot more parity amongst those bottom six teams in the division as we stand right now.
Yeah, and I talked to Ant last episode about, we had talked about who we wanted to see, who we thought we could maybe see make the jump, or talk about who we wanted to see make the jump up to, get into that, that competitiveness, get some parity with the top teams. And it seems like it's anybody's ball game right now in the early starts of the year. There's no clear favorites to see what's going on. Before we move on to Junior C, Wheatley picks up a big win over Lakeshore early in
Yeah.
the year, right? So it just
Yeah,
goes to
that's
show.
right. 4-3, which that's very surprising to me. I watched Lakeshore, and I will say though, they had one of those nights, where everything's clicking on all cylinders. I think a healthy Moortown team is going to be a lot more competitive, especially when John Chartrand's watch like that game. The goals they scored were all very much like you could tell both goalies were off. Like there was about 4 or 5 goals, 5 hole. Other ones were just floater shots that went in, except for Rosati's, which was a missile. Like
Yeah.
everyone in the arena kind of was like collective gasp. I don't even think the goal horn went off. The the guy running the goal horn was like, "Holy smokes!" Like you couldn't believe it. It was a
Mhm.
nasty shot. He's their 16-year-old, but we'll see. My horse right now is Moortown. I think they could maybe make some noise in the playoffs, getting upset just because of that X factor, John Chartrand. But
Yeah.
everybody else is they've kind of quieted down. I think. Who knows with Wheatley? I think that was also a much more emotional victory because it was Sly Lassard's anniversary of I think his birthday.
Mhm.
Okay.
So they were kind of celebrating his life at night. And Wheatley, where he played the majority of his career, even though he was on Lakeshore when he passed, both those teams, lots of feels in that game, but Wheatley comes out on top. And there's a lot more energy for a team when you're playing for a fallen comrade, right? And both
Hmm.
of those teams had it. So,
Thank you for bringing that up. I wasn't aware that they was some sort of memorial before that.
yeah,
I
for
didn't I
for
didn't even
Sylvan, yeah.
yeah
No.
so, yeah Sly Lassard, yeah, may he rest in peace. That I remember reading. Yeah, that was really sad. That was
Yeah, that
last
was
year,
wild.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm. Um, Gentlemen, is there anything else that you guys want to talk about before this week? Obviously, three big games. Probably before the next time we talk, the Essex 73s are going to play three more games. They're going to have Wheatley, Amherstburg, and then Walpole Island at home. Any thoughts heading towards that before we maybe wrap up the show?
Ah, just
All
keep
right, I'll say this. Who do you think leads the 73s in points by the end of this 3-game stretch?
It seems like every time I look at the box score, Seth Martineau's name is all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh, Marty, the
Yeah.
D-man. Okay.
Big
I
Bird.
love me a D man, you know that. So,
Yep.
but it seems like they're getting
always,
points from all over the place,
Yeah.
and it's really balanced right now. So, but
Ethan
it seems
always
like Piccolo's a goal per game,
yeah,
and it just seems like Matt Crawford when he scores, he just scores big goals. So, it seems like there's a lot of talent from top to bottom on this squad.
I'm gonna go.
Go ahead, Ant.
I'm gonna go Bugsy, Carson Bugley. He's been I found he's been fucking scoring a lot. He's got a lot of assists. He's also that guy fucking is everywhere on the ice. And he's physical. He's in your face. He gets to those hard-nosed areas. So my guy's Bugsy over the next 3.
I like it. I'm gonna say he finally gets on he's got currently sitting at 6 points, all of which are assists. I think Patty McManus finds the net several times across this stretch, and I think he comes out as the points leader after this.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
I love it.
Yep.
That's the thing. They have so many weapons to choose
They've
from.
got Nate Dowling. Once
Yeah.
Nate plays several games and catches up because he didn't play the first 2 of the year, Nate Dowling is silkiest hands on the team, probably. Him and Piccolo are right up there neck and neck with each other.
What about you,
Juvie,
Brett? Yeah.
What? Sorry, you're asking me?
Dude,
I was listening to what
Marty.
Tristan was saying. I said Martineau.
You said Marty.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
that was about 2.5 minutes ago.
Wake
Hey,
up,
Tristan. Knock, knock. I can't say it on the air, guys.
Oh, Brett, talk about what you said. Or no, Ant, talk about what Brett said as an air.
Oh, so whatever.
Said
I'll
good
say
night.
it. I'll say it. I don't give a shit. So Brett was like, everything's perfect, everything crispy rice all night, beautifully. Everything. Brett's getting ready to sign us off on the night. I'm like, fucking right. I'm sitting there like fist pump, right? Because everything's on Brett, the camera. First of all, before I get into this, can we talk about when Brett was like this? Chilling on his thing, and then it came to him.
I was waiting for us to get have the camera switched to us.
The countdown in on that one.
But it was supposed to be at least 15 seconds, and they'll give me at least a 5-second count. And whether it was the wrong button that was picked, I was up on the screen. And I'm just chilling.
Brett was chilling like a mofo, and then it just
because I'm watching the game.
And Brett was on live TV,
and then he's like, we're back.
Chilling.
I'm really proud of you guys for the effort that you guys have put in. I'm happy that you guys stepped up and are interested in that kind of thing. I've been waiting years to put a panel together, and good things come together to those who wait. So I'm really excited about where we can go with this. So thanks for all the feedback that we've gotten from people. Thanks for all the kind words and in your reactions, because feedback helps us with our process and helps us find out what people like and what they don't like. So for all of us on all the kind words, thank you very much. Any last words from you fellas?
No, sir.
No, okay. That's all. We'll see you around.
Perfect. All right. I forgot to say it in the intro of the show because I was so excited, but make sure you follow us on social media, subscribe to YouTube, all of our social media channels. Make sure you visit us in the merch store for all of your merchandise. And we love to see you guys rocking that HTH merch around Windsor, Essex County. There's quite a few people rocking HTH merch at the Windsor Assembly Plant. So thank you to those people as well. Okay, from all of us here at HTH Hockey, that is Tristan McGuire. That is Ant Gaudette. I am Brett Hedges. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Hat Trick Hockey. Take it away, Charlie.
I've lost my fight with time. My numbers up and up the line. I gaze at the darkness, so empty, just looking for the light. Shout for help, but no one's there. Need a guiding hand, someone who cares. All alone in the darkness, I've realized for the first time I am scared. If I could do it all again, if I had one more chance, my